Hello there, my beautiful, loving, compassionate, super intuitive Pisces. If your sun, moon, ascendant, north node, or Venus sign is in Pisces, my love, we're going to be asking our Divine Mother for messages for you. And so, if you feel guided to stay, my beautiful Pisces, well, I'll be grateful. Okay, Pisces. Current energy for Pisces. Pisces, Pisces. Okay. I have my crystal ball here, so I also scry or do scrying. The train, the number 999, super important. You are so very close to close a cycle, Pisces. Okay, I'm hearing don't give up on those you love, don't give up on yourself, don't give up on your dreams, on your goals and aspirations. Okay, I'm hearing Jupiter got an eye on you. And Jupiter is about expansion, growth. Jupiter is the guru. It's about evolution, new learning, reasoning, facts. It's very expansive, okay? So you are in this beautiful journey of growth, and I'm hearing there are different things coming into closure, and that's taking you into um, having important realizations and closing finally a very long cycle. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we had the Four of Swords. Yeah, this is you putting to rest, survival, worry, overthinking. Okay, and if you are not there yet, I'm gonna ask you to please just breathe through this channeling and we're gonna work through it. Okay, so when we're dealing with the Four of Swords, number fours, the foundations of your mind. What is your relationship with your mind? How do you feel about control? What are the things that you can control and what are the things that you must surrender? This is about divine timing. This is about putting down the swords of having to fight life or the ideas or perspective perceptions that you have to do things all alone. Okay, this is really about allowing the creator to guide you, to show you when it's changed, when it's embraced, when it's to be loved, when it's to be reevaluated. And so resting and doing things from a place of ease is super important. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, so we have this energy of resilience, right? This guy is like, I had to go, I had to get it done, I had to keep going, right? This is courage, this is strength. But there's an aspect here too we have to be careful with: burnouts, overdoing, overgiving, over. Okay, and so I feel that for you, my love Pisces, there's a lot of realizations related to why do you go so hard sometimes when it comes to things in life, your responsibilities, or if you have goals or dreams. This is like, oh my God, this is really the creator guiding you into truly understanding the way you go about things and how you function. What's really driving your choices, your actions? Are you acting from scarcity? Are you acting from survival? Are you acting from a place to where there's a spiritual understanding, meaning that you know that you are supported, meaning that, yeah, you have to meet the universe halfway, but then there's divine timing to things. And I feel like us as humans, we really struggle with that, and it's kind of new, right? We're transitioning into a new way of existing to where the center of your life must be the creator source, divine mother, father, God, right? So there's an aspect of also merging the spiritual so that we can ground more virtue to our choices and decisions, so that we can ground more clarity and be very clear in our intentions. So there's a lot of releasing the drive of the ego, the materialism, the control that I'm trying to prove. I'm trying to, if I'm doing now, I hold value, but what happens when we are not on the go, always doing? How do you feel? So there's an aspect to feeling too. Let me see. Yeah, the King of Swords. Mastery over your mind, the way you analyze life, how you go about problem solving, knowing where you stand when it comes to your relationship with your mind, what is truth, what is an assumption, right? This is also about, you might be going through a period of having to really be devoted to growth, expansion, new learning, new skills, activating your spiritual gifts and talents. Okay, this is grounding the spiritual into practical application too. This is beyond I just speak about spirituality, right? I have these principles, but this energy is saying, how do you go about them then? How are your spiritual principles, your values, right? And your intentions, how are they really now being embodied within your practical life? So there's a lot of growth related to that. Yeah, and that's why I like Jupiter. Okay. Okay, Ace of Cups reverse, Five of Swords reverse, and the Two of Cups. Ace of Cups reverse. When the energy is reversed, I feel into energy. I feel and I see and I know. So just hear me out. So this is for me. This is what it feels to me, that this is what you're working through. This is you embracing a new relationship with your emotions, with your intuition. Okay, once again. Okay, we have the Five of Swords reverse. So there's a lot of releasing the old programmings, right? Of overworking, overdoing, overgiving, seeking validation, seeking approval, the battles, right? Survival. I have to go. I have to make it happen. I have to make it happen. And so there's a sense here of you are reevaluating what works for you when it comes to choices, decision making, how to move in life, how to really analyze and give a structure, not just to your thoughts, but the coherence of thoughts and heart, because the Ace of Cups is about the heart. And here's the Two of Cups, which is masculine and feminine working together. This is heart and mind coherence. This is the spiritual with the physical. This is intuition and willpower. So there's also the duality to the energies of, I know the light of my masculine, the shadow of my masculine, and the same when it comes to the feminine. And there is a process of pouring into it together. And there's alchemy, right? There's unification. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Four of Pentacles. You see, this guy is protecting his heart chakra. All the pentacles are here. This is, I'm protecting. And also, what is it that you're protecting? I feel that this is something you have to ask yourself. What I'm hearing is, what are you loyal to? I want you to think about vices over virtues, right? There's a sense here of also, well, the Creator is offering me these pentacles, meaning that there's new things that I can bring into fruition, but I'm going to have to nurture these pentacles. So how are you nurturing these pentacles? That's why we're going through a process of correction. What works and what doesn't work, right? Because we want to go with this energy from a place of being assertive, empowered, renew faith, feeling confident. We don't want to go into the shadow of this guy, right? Which it would be greedy, materialistic, controlling, just creating for me, says the ego, right? So there's always duality and polarities to the energy. So I really need you to think about that. What are you loyal to? When you take actions, when you make choices and decisions, when you choose to show up in your life, where are you acting from? Scarcity, love, abundance, fear. What's driving? So you want to go into your unconscious mind. Okay, what are you protecting and why? What is that means? All right. Why? Because we have the lowers, and that's the alchemy. This is the energy of Gemini. Again, masculine and feminine working together with coherence, understanding the nature of existence, duality, and also honoring how complex we are as human beings. So we have to reevaluate the narratives we give life, how you analyze life and life challenges and situations. How are you incorporating and grounding your spirituality? Right? So this is beyond, I just speak about spirituality, but this is my actions, my daily habits represent that. That's also the energy of Gemini. Gemini is also, I think. So there's again, with all these swords here, communication styles, right? Communication is about giving and receiving information. When I'm going to have communication, when I'm trying to communicate with people, am I coming from a place of being defensive? Am I trying to prove something? Or am I really receptive? Am I protective, defensive? Am I trying to prove something? Do I have facts? Have I researched, learned? Right? That's Gemini. Gemini is going to say, all right, well, let's talk about it. Let's unpack this. What is the strategy of your mind to like go about things, right? So Gemini is not just, oh, this is what I feel, this is how it is. No, there is a lot of mastery to Gemini, and then the aspect to where you have to be working with duality. And here comes the Knight of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups. And this is you going slow and steady after the things you want to manifest. This is what I'm hearing. So, okay. We're going to use a different, an oracle, a different cards. Sorry, I am feeling into it. Okay, so we want to do. I want to ask. Okay, I want to ask, what is it that you're overcoming? Right, we already spoke about duality, shadows. The shadows gift. This is so very powerful. Within darkness lies wisdom. The pain you have endured is shaping you into someone stronger. This is literally Gemini, light and shadow. And then the realization that when you take a look at your shadow, when you really go into the depths of you to find your shadow, like transmuting shadow and transmuting vices into virtue, is powerful magic. It's deeply healing, and it does change your paradigm. Okay. Okay, we're taking this for rebirth and renewal. You are emerging from this darkness, transform. The new version of you is waiting. So there's this process of alchemy, transformation. The soul's longing, this is you, right? Coming very clean and clear about what is in your heart desires. What parts of yourself have you neglected? Your soul is calling for deeper connection. What I feel is that you are listening, Pisces. Okay, you're finally listening. The weight of trauma, stored trauma can create tension, fatigue, and pain. Healing requires releasing, not ignoring. And this is this 4. It's so important for you, Pisces, to go about your process with grace, with ease. Okay? And reclaiming your body. If past wounds have disconnected you from your body, it is time to come home to yourself. Once again, 4 of Swords. So, Pisces, movement, dancing, exercising, proper nutrition, proper rest. Give yourself grace. Look at the complexity of life of you at always before, or I'm going to say before taking action, making choices and decisions. All right, what are my fears? What are my values? If I am going to act on something, am I going after it from love? Am I trying to force something? Am I trying to chase what's truly driving me in life? And I feel that this is where you are. You are in this process of transitioning, and there's a beautiful process of clearing the foundations so that everything you are building and you're going to continue to build and attract is going to come from a place of deep integrity, and it's going to be long term. Okay. All right. Anything else? No, it feels really good. All right, Pisces, I'm closing this sacred space. May you be blessed on your journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know if this resonated. Peace and love. Ciao, ciao.